I just stole there for a minute because I didn't think I was recording. I'm going to run a net sheet scenario for you. I'm going to stop this for a second and go into a net sheet. And I'm going to show you how you can get multiple offers, and how they're structured is what shows you profit. So you might have a full price offer, but the buyer needs closing cost incentives. You might have somebody come in and just want to work with your agent direct, lowball the heck out of you, offer to pay the title, right? Not ask for any incentives, and you still make the same money, if not more. There's different ways to there's different ways to structure deals. And this is what drives me crazy, is that sellers don't know this. There's no way you know this because the agents aren't showing you this. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is my clients and getting them the best deal. And this is why it's important to go over net sheets. So with that being said, I'm going to stop this video. We're going to cut over to another screen, and I'm going to show you some net sheet examples. And do me a favor, if you guys have any questions, call me first, send me an email, reach out to me and say, hey, can you show me how to do this more? Can you just give me a Zoom call? I'll do Zoom calls with anyone. I'll do classes, whatever you need, and I can go over all this with you. Talk to you soon. Let's go to the next screen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at a net sheet so I can show you how a lower offer could potentially make you more money. So we just take this townhouse right here. I'm going to just use this to fill in the gaps. And we're going to say the closing date of October 30th of this year. Now, let's say you owe $250,000 on this townhouse and you're selling it for $500,000. So follow along so we can do a net sheet. The seller is the one who's going to pay the title policy on this deal. So the buyer comes in with their agent, right? And we're going to say that let's just say the asking price was $500,000. And we're going to do this on a pretty common deal, right? So buyer comes in, and so the listing agent is getting 2.5%. And let's say the buyer's agent is also getting 2.5%. The agent is asking the seller to pay title, and the title has not been paid in the last 3 years. So basically, before I get confusing, is this. When you buy a property, unless it's new construction, the seller is paying the title policy for the buyer. In Hillsborough County, it's very common that we do that. If you've had the policy less than 3 years, you would get a discount. So for sake of argument, we're just saying that you've owned the house more than 3 years, okay? So now, listing agent's asking for 2.5%, buyer's agent's asking for 2.5%, and we're going to do more fees. The buyer is also asking for, so we're going to say buyer closing costs, okay? And they're going to ask for 3%, which would be $15,000, okay? So there you go. We're going to add that charge, okay? So now you have buyer's closing of $15,000, your commissions, your title. Your net, after everything's said and done, would be roughly $199,000, okay? You can see that the buyer's closing cost is in here, the commissions, the title, the transfer tax, tax preparations, everything, okay? Awesome. You're netting $199,000. Well, we have another offer that comes over, okay? And the other offer, remember, $199,000. The other offer is $490,000, okay? And that buyer is not asking for any closing costs, so we're going to remove that. And to get this deal together, the buyer's agent, we negotiate to only take 2%. Let's just do that, right? I'm just showing you different scenarios that people don't realize. So you get a $490,000 offer. We calculate that, and you're getting $207,000. But wait, let's just say they actually wanted to offer $485,000. So it's $15,000 less than asking price. Agent takes a commission cut on theirs. It happens. We do it all the time, right? To make deals work. You're still netting $203,000. Wait, let's see something else. Let's say a buyer comes in and offers you $475,000. They don't have a buyer's agent. So let's just say your listing agent's like, hey, I'll do the whole thing for you and not double charge. I'll just do it at mine, commission, be a transaction agent, make sure it's done. Buyer comes in at $475,000, doesn't ask for closing costs. Let's see what happens. your net is 203. So you're seeing different variations, especially if buyer choose. Oh, wait, look. What happens if the buyer says they'll choose title and they offer even less? And let's just say they're going to give you 470. Remember, you were getting 199 at 500 with closing cost incentives, right? You're still making $200,000. So like, this is why I'm saying it's like, you have to learn how to structure these net sheets and how to structure it on behalf of your seller, whatever the market calls for. So remember, it's all about what market we're in as well. This is how you can take a lower offer and still make more money.